This video contains personal and/or confidential information. Any disclosure, copying, storage, or distribution of these materials is strictly prohibited by the Municipal Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act, Policy P094, Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy, and Operational Procedure PR676, Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy. Welcome to this brief webinar to support your child's mental health and well-being at home using choice boards, presented by the Speech-Language Pathology Support Services Department of the Toronto District School Board.
We acknowledge we are hosted on the lands of the Mississaugas of the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Wendat. We also recognize the enduring presence of all First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples.
So what are visuals? Visuals are anything that you can see. This includes gestures such as reaching and pointing, pictures, written words, signs, or flashing lights. Visuals are important to use as they are a permanent message that can be referred back to as often as needed in order to help us understand and remember information. Visuals can be used to teach children how to share, take turns, focus on a task, follow directions, or change from one activity to another. Anyone can use visuals at home. Parents, grandparents, or siblings can use visuals with children. Visuals can be modified to the age of your child, their learning style, and the resources that are available to you at home. You can use a tangible object, a photograph, a hand-drawn picture, or a written representation of a word as a visual for your child. Visuals should be placed at eye level where children can see them. They can be placed on a desk, table, floor, or fridge, wherever the child can access it best. Visuals are often used in class to help children learn, but visuals can also be used at home to help children remember what they need to do, understand an assignment or activity, work with greater independence, or shift between activities.
The types of visuals we are going to look at today are choice boards. Choice boards can promote children's independence and support their self-regulation. Having choices gives children a sense of control over the situation, but adults also have control by selecting what choices are available at that time. For example, a computer or iPad may not be available in the morning, but they may be one of the choices in the afternoon. When first using a choice board, make sure that some of the choices being offered are ones that the child will want to do. Consider the number of choices provided. For a younger child, it may be best to start with 2 options: a preferred activity, one that you know they will want to do, and a non-preferred activity, one you think they don't want to do, so that they begin to understand the idea of choosing an item or work activity. You can increase the number of choices as your child becomes more familiar with using the choice board. For younger children, or children who are not yet reading, pictures and/or real objects can be used as choices. For older students who are readers, multiple choices can be written down. This slide shows both types of choice boards. Where should a choice board visual be located? Initially, bring it to your child, or bring your child to where the objects are, so they can see the choices available. Feeling calm is good for our physical and mental health. These visuals help children understand some strategies for coping with stress and reducing anxiety. For younger children, or children with language difficulties, it may be helpful to teach these one strategy at a time. Once they are familiar with the strategy, you can use visuals like these as a choice board. Children can choose which calming activity or exercise they want to do to make themselves feel better. This example shows a wheel that offers choices of solutions for social problems. Choices include telling the person to stop doing the problem behavior, walking away and letting go of the problem, playing rock, paper, scissors to make a decision about the problem, and apologizing to the other person if what the child was doing was the cause of the problem. This may be a helpful visual in a home with multiple children who have been cooped up inside during school closures. It offers some good choices for grown-ups too. A first-then visual shows the completion of a work activity followed by gaining a reward. You can incorporate choices into a first-then visual as well. In the picture on the slide, the first activity that has to happen is math. The picture above then is a choice board of different activities. After the math is finished, the child can choose to make a craft, build with blocks, play dress up, or do a writing activity. Providing your child with the ability to choose their rewarding activity allows them to feel some control over what they do. This video shows 3 different types of choice boards. The first one is for younger children and can be made from things you have at home. In this case, some paper, a pen, and post-it notes. The child, Stephen, chooses what activity he's going to do. Look at a book, do a puzzle, blow bubbles, or play with Play-Doh. Stephen can choose by telling you the activity, or if he doesn't have much language, he can point to the picture. The second choice board is embedded within the first-then visual. First, the child has to do a math activity. Then they get to do an art activity, something they really like to do. Their choice is what color marker they are going to use. The final choice board is an example of written choice for an older child, maybe one in middle school. They may just need some choices to get them started on their work, or to motivate them to practice some math concepts. In this example, they have 3 activities that have to be done in the afternoon, but within each activity, they get a choice. For daily exercise, the child may choose to go for a walk or do yoga. For math, they can practice using fractions by choosing to make cookies or muffins for the family. And for the other schoolwork, they can choose to finish their graphing assignment, or they can compare natural resources in Alberta and Ontario. Here are a couple of websites that have additional information on creating and using choice boards. In addition, please see our resource tip sheets for further information regarding how to use other visual supports at home. Finally, refer to the TDSB Speech-Language Pathology Google site for parents and check out our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts for more tips to support your child's speech, language, and communication development at home.